looking at you or at the camera?
You can look at me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more natural. So, what's your name?
Lucie.
Lucie.
Zolcer.
Zolcer?
Grimm.
Okay, very good. And how you feel?
Exhausted. Kind of feel like I just gave birth. Yeah.
So, what are you writing about?
It's a story about my family's immigration from when I was 5, 6 years old. So it's a kind of a documentary, but because I was so little, my memories are scattered. So I had to kind of create a fictional storyline underneath it. So yeah.
So you lived it. You lived the life first, and now you're giving birth to it.
Yeah.
How does it feel in terms of what did you discover?
It's actually a idea in a book that's been in my head for the past 10 years, and I've been kind of afraid to write it because I was afraid of disappointing my family at the outcome of this book, because I think we had always discussed it in my family that somebody would write the story, and it came down to me realizing that there was no way I could write what they experienced, because I was so young and naive to what was going on that it was just bits and pieces that I was putting together in my own mind, and I was afraid of disappointing, or writing it wrong, or not doing justice to the story. And it took me 10 years to realize that it was okay to write it from my point of view and have it be an entirely different story. So. Wow.
So first there was the idea.
Yeah.
First there was the life, the experience, then the idea.
Yeah.
How long? When did you decide to write it?
Probably about a month ago, I started thinking about the possibility of writing it, and I had never written anything to that extent. So then questions started popping up of what the process was and how much it was going to cost and whether it was even worth the effort to do it. And it wasn't until I took Tom's class at UNLV it was just a short little class about how to write your book and then how to publish your book, that I kind of gained not only the knowledge but the inspiration to kind of go for it and see what happens.
Timing.
What do I have to lose,
Timing.
Yeah, timing.
Being in the right place at the right time.
Definitely.
Wow. So, tell me more about how you feel right now. Now that you've finished your book.
I feel good. I feel like it's out. It was something that was kind of a burden in me and constantly thinking about it. And now that it's done, I feel like a weight has been lifted and I feel accomplished with it. But I feel exhausted. I feel like I could sleep for 2 days right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is like giving birth.
Kind of is. I didn't, I heard people saying that, but I didn't truly get it, I guess.
Yeah. It's kind of a trick question. Okay. But I think I know the answer. But did you have any doubts in terms of this method working for you?
Not really. I had no experience with any other method, so it was kind of a sink or swim. So just do it.
Okay, great.
See what happens.
Great, wonderful. Just some canned questions, So, Lucie, what does your husband do for a living?
He's a recording artist.
Great. And how long have you been together?
4 years as of Valentine's Day.
Wow, wonderful. As a fellow artist, do you find him supportive?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah. In fact, he released me from my obligations from his 2 shows to come out here and do this. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Definitely
good.
supportive.
Okay, good. Tell me, what's the name of your book?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet? That's a great title. Don't know where I'm going. The places will go.
The I think it'll reveal itself in the revision process.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm not going to try and make one up just for the sake of having one.
Absolutely. No, that's great. Where do you see yourself, now that you've finished your book, where do you see yourself like in a year? What's your ideal scenario?
You know, I don't know, maybe work out my second or third one, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Some other ideas in there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not so personal, but still personal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll find that part of the revision process is to stay actively writing on a second book.
Yeah.
And I can tell you from, firsthand, it's essential.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we go left brain and just judge it and analyze it and destroy it.
It's kind of funny because the way I feel about the revision process right now is I'm anxious to get the details of the characters in place. But the storyline itself, I don't want to mess with.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I feel like it's there and it's done and it's what I was hoping would come out, and it organically did. So really what I want to add is just the color and leave it at that.
How surprised are you?
I'm pretty surprised. I kind of was thinking I was going to leave this retreat still working on it. But it was flowing out of me right after the UNLV show, or class. And I started writing on my own every other day or so. I'd wake up with I'd wake up laying in bed and it was just all coming to me, so I'd go downstairs and start writing for a couple hours. And so I came with kind of a small head start. And I really didn't think I would last all day writing, because I had never done that before. And I kind of felt like the story was so long and took place over so many years that I would literally write the whole 3 days and then go home and continue writing, but it kind of ended itself. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Like, we had, right before break, I was sitting there going, okay, I'm kind of having a mental block as to where this story is going, and then I came back from break and I finished one line and I went, oh, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
It was really bizarre.
How proud of yourself do you feel?
I'm really proud.
Yeah.
I was excited to come here and do this book because it's been a long time coming. So I'm proud of actually doing it.
So it was a relatively fast, painless pregnancy.
Well, painless.
Pregnancy and birth. No, I'm saying your labor. Your labor was a good one.
No muscles involved.
Exactly.
Just organs.
Tell me, just speaking about support, how did the safety of the group
the group's awesome.
Yeah. And
totally awesome.
How did that, did that really just envelop the process and allow you to?
I think, yesterday I thought I was going to be very introverted and in my own little bubble, but you're really not. You're in one massive bubble, and everybody's energy is flowing through you. So it almost felt like everybody was at a top speed of writing, and it was just funneling through each person. I didn't hear of anybody who was like really disappointed with the way the first day went. Today, definitely tired when I came in this morning, and it took a while for me to jump start into writing, but once I did, it was there. And there's definitely a like-minded atmosphere, very safe, very nurturing and supportive. It's not a competition, and that's really cool to walk into a place where everybody's doing their own project, and it's kind of a individual fight to the finish, but you feel no kind of pressure and no kind of competition going on.
I have to check the books, but you might have broken a record. How long did it take you to write this book?
How many hours were we in there today?
How many? It was like a day and a half.
Well, no, because I had about 8 hours of outside time.
Okay.
Plus, so technically about 2.5 days, which if I had started the book at the retreat, then I probably would have ended by the time it was over.
Right. So you laid down the framework
Yeah.
before the retreat.
Yeah, I did. I started writing organically, and you know, I kind of feel like when I go into the revision, it might change from present tense to past tense here and there, because of that gap between the two writing sessions. But overall, all I did really prep work wise was prep that initial stuff that was coming out, and then sit down and lay out not really an outline, but a timeline of, you know, because as a kid you have memories, but they're scattered, and you can't really connect them to moments in time. So I had to sit with my mother and figure out where we were and what the timeline was of our immigration, and then link my memories to each, you know, event. And so I did, it's kind of an outline, but more of a timeline where it just, you know, dates and times and locations, and then what my memories were. And that's really all I put. There was no detailed description of anything. And that kind of allowed it to take on its own form and really write the moments itself. And it really is amazing how you don't think when you write. And that's never been the case with me, you know. Especially in school, you're always told to create an outline, and it's all structured, and it's all formula oriented, and all the creativity goes out the window. You know, you're so worried about writing it the right way, you forget about what you're writing. And so this was a nice change to just write, you know. There was no wrong, that I didn't have to be schooled and experienced and have a formula there, that I could just write what's in my head and what's just coming out, and deal with the technical stuff later. And that is so empowering and so freeing, to be able to just say what's in your heart and what's on your mind without worrying about what time of day or what date it was or where it was, or you know, who cares? That's not the point, you know. I wouldn't be sharing those details if I was talking to a friend.
Right.
Why do I need to do it right off the bat in a story?
Yeah. So it was ultimately an organic process.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So 2.5 days, you wrote how many years of your life, or?
I limited it to 6 years. No,
that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
A journey to be continued in another book.
Yeah. No, that's really wonderful, because it can be a challenge.
Yeah.
You know, to you know, but you organically brought it, you gave birth to through this method, you were able to reveal the essence of the message you wanted to relate, and that's the whole purpose of what you've done, you know. So it's very, very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you, very proud of you.